brace yourself. Big changes may be coming to the official jobs numbers. Bigger than most people realize, and possibly more controversial than ever before. If you thought employment figures were set in stone, think again. With recent large downward revisions in monthly job reports, what used to be a routine technical adjustment has suddenly become the center of heated debate. Here's the real shocker. Soon, a massive new revision could reveal that there were actually 475,000 to 900,000 fewer jobs created between April 2024 and March 2025 than first reported. Imagine the headlines if that number hits the higher end. 75,000 fewer jobs counted every single month on average. But this is only the tip of the iceberg. So why do these big corrections even happen? It all comes down to how we count jobs in the first place. Each month, the Bureau of Labor Statistics, BLS, surveys approximately 120,000 businesses across the U.S., pulling payroll information from about 600,000 individual work sites. These surveys aim to capture a fast snapshot of hiring and layoffs. But quick data isn't always the most precise. Inevitably, as more survey responses trickle in, firms get 3 chances to submit data. The numbers get adjusted, twice, actually, before they're considered close to final. But here's where most people get lost. Each year, the BLS completes a major annual data check called benchmarking. This process compares its monthly employment estimates, which are based on timely but sometimes spotty surveys, to a more lagged, but extremely accurate, set of numbers drawn from quarterly unemployment insurance tax records. This method has been used in some form for nearly a century. Former BLS Commissioner Erica Grosjean puts it plainly. It's not a mistake, it's a necessary improvement that happens every year. Yet, these routine checks have become anything but routine in today's polarized environment. Recently, President Donald Trump dismissed the head of the BLS, claiming without evidence that employment data had been rigged. Some even spread the rumor that revisions were intentionally scheduled to influence elections, though in reality, these releases are scheduled well in advance and publicized for all to see. Still, such claims fuel public skepticism. Look at last year for precedent. The annual revision then indicated there were 818,000 fewer jobs added in the previous 12 months than first announced, a rarity in terms of the size of correction. Final data, after seasonal adjustment, showed a drop of 589,000 jobs, about 0.4% of the whole workforce. These were the biggest annual downward corrections since the Great Recession, 2009, and the early pandemic years. Why are these recent corrections so large? Several factors are in play. 1. Overestimating new business job gains. 2nd, the BLS uses something called the birth-def model to estimate how many jobs are created at new firms. This model has historically worked, but the surge in business startups after the pandemic may have led to inflated job counts. Many new businesses might be smaller, more fragile, and quicker to close, skewing the model's assumptions. 2. Lower survey response rates. Employers have become less likely to respond to BLS surveys. Response rates have dropped from 59% in 2019 to just 43% recently. Fewer responses mean a higher risk the data is less representative. Imagine trying to judge a restaurant's food from only a third of the customer comment cards. 3. Undocumented and asylum seeker workers. While many people work and receive paychecks, only those covered by unemployment insurance are reflected in the highly accurate tax files. Undocumented workers, excluded from these filings, disappear from the record when the benchmarking adjustment is made. When immigration surges or wanes significantly, this can throw off the headcount dramatically. And this is the part most people miss. These revisions don't mean the labor market is in freefall, nor do they necessarily indicate a crisis. Even with the massive downward revision a year ago, economists pointed out that job growth was still robust looking backward. A correction of 50 to 75,000 jobs per month seems alarming, but in the context of a labor force with over 150 million people, it's a rounding error to some, though for others it suggests deeper issues in how we understand economic health. So, what does this mean for you and for policymakers? While Tuesday's new figures won't immediately change the monthly employment totals, they do offer a clearer rear-view mirror on the path the job market took last year, and a weaker pace of job growth heading into this year could shape economic forecasts, financial markets' expectations, and, yes, political discourse. But here's where the controversy really heats up. Is the system broken, or is it just misunderstood? Should we worry about the reliability of these numbers or embrace them as the best estimate given the data available? Does a big revision undercut faith in government reports, or does it demonstrate the system is self-correcting and transparent? Time to discuss. Do you trust these employment figures? Do you think these revisions point to a deeper problem in how America measures its workforce? Or do they show we care about getting it right, even if it means making big corrections? Dive into the comments. Are these just growing pains of an increasingly complex economy, or is there something more troubling at play?